What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at Prime Desailly. So we have had a look at his mid, I believe. I think it is base that we do need to still, but his mid is the CDM, his base is a centre-back, and obviously his prime is a centre-back as well. I'm pretty sure last year his prime moments was a CDM. I know he could be a centre-back or a CDM in the moment, so it'll be interesting to see if they are changing it up again this year. 6'1", medium high on the work rates, right-footed with the freestyle. Weak foot, power header and solid player. Obviously had a little bit of a career in a few places. Milan, Chelsea having his most games. Obviously starting off at Nantes, I think is how you pronounce it, or Nantes. Again, I'm not necessarily French, so I cannot pronounce very well. That's the excuse and I'm sticking to it. So, in terms of his stats, pace-wise, fantastic. Defending, physicals, incredible. Great composure. Agility balance is a little bit shot, but we can kind of see past that because I think animation-wise is normally pretty fantastic. Passing-wise is looking a bit average. Obviously, the chem style that people are going for is either that Shadow or Anchor, which will give you a 94 rated defender on Shadow with 93 pace, 98 defending, or you go for the Shadow, the Anchor, which will give you 88 pace, 97 defending, and 95 physicals. Turn him into a 95 rated centre-back. I personally would go with the Shadow because the physicality is so high up there already. A 7 on his strength and a 5 on his aggression really will not make the difference compared to an extra 5 onto his pace, which again may not make a massive difference, but I think that will be more beneficial and more efficient than actually going for the physicality side of stuff. So let's jump into him. He's coming in at about 1.3 on the Xbox, 1.5 on the PlayStation, and 2.8 on the PC. So let's have a look and see what he can do. Desailly away, beautiful header, stops him getting his rebound. For me, I think Desailly comes in as almost kind of like Rio. Like, he's not necessarily considered one of the better, like the top 3, but I think most definitely he comes in very, very high on the rankings, and we're going to get a goal for him here just to kind of lighten the mood here. But I think in terms of kind of centre-backs, he comes up in, I'd probably say you've got Maldini as top. I don't think anybody can really argue with him. Then I think then you've got the arguments between obviously like Cannavaro, Rio, Desailly, Blanc, Prime. There's a lot of kind of debate between all of them, and I think all of them have definitely specific qualities that really kind of just naturally work really well as a centre-back. Oh, and that's it. It's a cracking goal. We can't argue there. But in terms of what they can bring, I think they all have their own kind of thing. Desailly is kind of that pace merchant, as well as being able to play the DM role. He's able to play that centre-back role really, really well. Has the physicality and all of that. Rio's kind of just that little bit quicker, lighter on his feet, but has defensive ability. Cannavaro is just quick and nimble, and he's a very weird centre-back because he's obviously one of the smallest ones, and yet he is just crazy, crazy good. Vidic, a little bit disappointing at times. I really think they could have made... How have we conceded 2 in this? That is atrocious defending from myself. Desailly really letting me down there. I can't really blame it on him too much because that partly was my fault. But in terms of kind of Vidic, I think they have let him down a little bit. I don't think they've kind of made him almost as good as he was, really. Desailly. Oh, I was going to say, is that a red card? I hope not. Barnes has got a red card from somewhere. Honestly, not a clue where he's got it from because I cannot remember doing a foul. But we're going to have to go with 10 men at this point. Wanting more from Desailly. Best. Oh, Roberto Carlos comes in, saves his bacon. He's done decent. Like, I'm not saying that he's done bad. But in terms of what Desailly can bring to the table, I think he definitely is decent. Would I say 1.3? Probably not. I would 100% look at waiting, especially until that price does kind of just narrow itself down a little bit, as I think that is quite high to get a centre-back that really isn't going to do a hell of a lot more compared to your Kimpembes. To be brutally honest, I think you're going to get the same sort of efficiency out of them. So, my man, Desailly, solid centre-back. And like I was saying, in terms of centre-backs, you have a few. You have Maldini, who is clear. I think, personally, after playing with him and packing him last year, there is nobody better than Maldini in terms of an icon centre-back. Yes, when we get Team of the Season, Team of the Year, they do come close, and I must admit, some of them, Team of the Season Varane, you've had Team of the Year Ramos before, who is just godly. This year, probably not if he gets Team of the Season, but Maldini's a different breed of centre-back. He's quick, he's got tackling ability, he's got physicality, and his animations just work so well. He is everywhere. So I can see why he's already still 3.2 mil. Cannavaro is quality. Desailly is quality. I think Rio's up there. Blanc Prime is definitely up there. Other than that, I think that is about all of the centre-backs. And Carlos Alberto, to be fair to him for a base, I think he's quality. As we get into the primes, because obviously he's a right back, then unfortunately I think he kind of falls out of pocket in terms of centre back. If we got a prime centre back Alberto, who knows? That actually would be a quality card right there. But in terms of centre-backs, you have that kind of the favourite 4 or 5. Even Sol Campbell, actually. Got to give a bit of love to Sol Campbell. He's not necessarily a terrible centre-back, to be fair to him. But I think he's just... the rating of him is just extremely low. From 85 to 87 to 89, I just don't think he's got enough steam to get him into the 90, 91, 92, 93, and obviously 94 for Maldini. So unfortunately, he doesn't necessarily get up there. But Desailly, for me, I think he is a tank of a player. You can put him at CDM, you can put him at centre-back. He's got the pace, he's got the defensive ability, and obviously the defensive ability. You whack the shadow on him and it just tenfolds, as well as then the agility balance can kind of be left, because I don't think it really matters too much as a centre back. And I think this is what I was saying in the mid review, is that I think them animations work really well as a centre back, but as a DM I think he gets passed on far too easily, and I think it is down to the agility balance. It's good for a centre back, but not necessarily good enough for a midfielder. Composure's up there most definitely. Reactions is very good. Passing is okay, nothing too technical for him, but he still can pass a ball every now and then when you need him to. So I think for me, Desailly is definitely coming in, I'd say around about a 9.6 to 9.7. I would be very interested to see where his prime moment goes, and we will definitely try out that base, coming in at 560 if we haven't already. I know we've definitely done the mid for icon swaps, but I cannot remember if we've done his base, but we will get to that one and we'll kind of complete the set. At the end of the review, you will see a mid review thumbnail, so if you want to click that and check the mid one out, then please do. See what the CDM version is, and other than that, we'll put another French icon to show you. So overall for me, 9.7. Let me know down below. I think 1.3 might be a bit much. I would be looking under a mil at the very minimum, because I do think you can get efficient coin spending there, Kimpembe, Marquinhos, and they'll do the job until this guy is cheaper. So let me know down below, like and subscribe. Catch you all for the next one. Peace.